Good evening, everybody. Madam Clerk?
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6, et sec, notice of which was sent to the record and the Star Ledger and was posted in the municipal bulletin board.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilmember Sims.
Yeah.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrosse.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Approval of the minutes, please.
Okay, we have 3 different sets of minutes. The first one is for Cal and the regular meetings for July 8th, and everyone was present at this one.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept the July 8th, 2014 minutes, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
The next set is for July 21st. Councilman Pataglia, you were absent for that meeting.
Okay, can I have a motion to accept the July 21st minutes, except for Leo?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Abstain.
Abstain. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
And then the last set is for the special meeting that was held on July 28th, and Councilwoman Greenman was absent for that.
Okay, could I have a motion, please, to accept the July 28th minutes?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman is absent, and Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Okay. Before we start with the city manager's report, this is really the first city council meeting for our new city manager. So I'd like to introduce Mr. David Trost, the new city manager for the city of Hackensack. I'd like everybody to give him a round of applause, please. Thank you. He's been working diligently. He's getting up to speed real quick with our city, and we're happy to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor and Council. Would you like me to go into the manager's report?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, the first item to update you on is Lime Energy. The contracts have been signed and submitted to the state. The state has to approve that. We're anticipating the installation on the various projects related to energy efficiency of public facilities to occur the end of this year and into next year. Item number 2, grant opportunities for 2015. We've met with Millennium, and we are looking at a strategy to apply for as many grants as possible, as long as they are effective grants to assist real projects. And we are going to try to estimate our success rate so that we do have money in the budget for our matching share, so we don't drive Jim out of his mind.
More out of his mind.
Want to make sure that the public and obviously the council being aware of the Columbus Day celebration on behalf of Unico, which is Saturday, October 11th at Columbus Park at 10 a.m. I know I will be there. Also, Hackensack Shredding event is scheduled for Saturday, October 25, between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. at the Hackensack Recycling Center located on 15 Green Street. This is for residential use only. No businesses, please, and those documents will be shredded on site. If you haven't seen one, it's actually quite unique. So it could be a wonderful Saturday outing for some. We're partnering with the Hackensack Rotary for a food drive. The city lobby is going to be opened up for a drop-off point, and that'll be between October 15th and November 15th. In today's economy, people from all income levels are suffering, and we need to support those in our community that need some help. There was a sidewalk complaint on Moonachie Road between Hudson Street and Washington Street. We are in the process of figuring out how to install that sidewalk at that location to address the safety issue. There was a noise complaint dealing with the city, cultural affairs activities. The health department did go out and conduct several noise surveys, and it is within compliance. I did contact the person that was complaining, explained that to him, and he said he'll call when there's another issue. There was also a lighting issue brought up from the public at Essex and Prospect, Thomas and Prospect. Reported that to PSE&G, and they are looking at a lighting survey with suggestions for upgrades. So that will obviously be future as to.
Is that actually Thompson?
Yeah, that's correct. Thompson and Prospect. So hopefully we'll have good news in the near future that that can be totally corrected. They are aware of it and are studying it for us. Regarding the issue of resurfacing excavated streets by PSE&G, particularly their latest project dealing with Central Avenue, this is a county requirement. The county requires single seam paving. What that means is if the trench, the seam is usually in the center line of the road. So if the trench is on one side of the center line, it'll be milled and paved from the curb to that center line.
Right.
If there happens to be a trench down the middle that hits both sides, the entire road will be repaved, that section. So the section that is right next to City Hall will, since it's down the center line,
Be repaved.
will be totally paved. I think when you get to the next intersection, somewhere in there, it shifts over to one side.
If I may, if you follow this project's going all the way into Rochelle Park.
Yes.
If you follow this line, per se, it weaves from one side to another. I mean, you know, you're gonna have a hard time deciphering in certain areas where to pave. But
I
I
did
really
spend-
think in Hackensack, I'd like them to pave everything.
That is my goal. I did happen to run into the regional director of Northern New Jersey at PCNG, who's a former person I had to deal with in my previous employment, who
Dave
oversees.
Hollenbeck.
No, actually above him.
Oh, okay, I know.
And I'm prompting him to do the right thing. So we're going to keep the pressure on to do exactly what you want. Whether I'm totally successful, we'll find out.
Doesn't hurt to try.
No. I'm very happy to report that the tax collector held the 2014 tax lien sale results. I believe there were 47 tax liens that were sold. All the liens were purchased, so the city will be receiving those previous tax revenues from the previous year to be incorporated into our fund. And that's it for the manager's report, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to Resolution 350-14.
350-14 is the final adoption of ordinance number 26-2014, an ordinance amending Chapter 175 of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code entitled Zoning to add new Section 175-6.10 entitled Transit Village. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
I have a motion to open this to the public, please.
Offered.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward to the podium and give your name and address to the clerk. Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, not done yet.
Okay, we need a motion to.
Yes.
Accept.
Motion to adopt, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 26-2014 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Okay. Resolution 351-14.
351-14 is final adoption of ordinance number 35-2014, an ordinance amending Chapter 14 entitled Court of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code to amend Article 2 entitled City Prosecutor, Section 9 entitled Establishment of Office, Article 3 entitled Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, Section 13 entitled Term of Office Compensation, and Article 4 entitled Public Defender, Section 16 entitled Terms of Office and Compensation. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion to open to the public, please?
Offered.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Woman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address to the clerk. Seeing none, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Woman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. And now like a motion to adopt, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Woman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 35-2014 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Okay, resolution 353-14. I'm sorry, 352-14.
352-14 is the introduction of ordinance number 34-2014, an ordinance amending Chapter 108 entitled Limousine Services for the City of Hackensack Municipal Code to amend Section 1 entitled Definitions.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 34-2014 as introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 21st, 2014 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 353-14.
353-14 is an introduction of ordinance number 36-2014, an ordinance amending Chapter 170-50, no parking section, and Chapter 170-51, no parking certain hours of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Woman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance number 36-2014 as introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 21st, 2014 at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 354-14.
354-14 is an introduction of ordinance number 37-2014, capital ordinance for improvements to Engine Company 2 Firehouse Phase 2, appropriating $200,000 and providing that such sum be raised from the General Capital Improvement Fund of the City of Hackensack.
May I have a motion, please?
Offered. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 355-14.
I have to finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'd
So
like
many
to,
of
I'd
them.
like
We
to
get through them.
continue because there's an awful lot of
There's
reading,
a lot of
but
them.
I gotta read it,
Bear
I'm
with us,
sorry.
folks. We'll get through them.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 37, 2014 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 21st, 2014, at 7 o'clock PM or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council. And at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 355-14.
355-14 is the introduction of ordinance number 38-2014, a capital ordinance of purchases of Department of Public Works equipment and related improvements, appropriating $400,000 and such sum to be raised from the fund balance of the general capital fund of the city of Hackensack.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 38-2014 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 21st, 2014, at 7 o'clock PM, or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council. And at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 356-14.
356-14 is introduction of ordinance number 39-2014, a bond ordinance providing for the city's sewer separation project, appropriating $4,100,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $4,100,000 in bonds or notes to finance costs thereof.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 39-2014 as introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 21st, 2014 at 7 o'clock PM, or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council. And at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 357-14.
Resolution 357-14 is the introduction of ordinance number 40-2014, an ordinance adopting 210, 214 Main and 210 Moore Streets redevelopment plan governing Block 311, lots 14 and 16, and Block 302, Lot 2.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 40-2014 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 21st, 2014 at 7 o'clock PM, or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council. And at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 358-14.
This is a resolution authorizing the city of Hackensack to enter into a grant agreement with Bergen County for a community development block grant for road resurfacing.
Motion, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Green is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
That's it.
We're good. Resolution
Yeah, I don't have to
350
read as much this time.
Resolution 359-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the city of Hackensack to enter into a grant agreement with Bergen County for community development block grant for handicap accessible curb cuts.
Motion, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 360-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the City of Hackensack to enter into a grant agreement with Bergen County for Community Development Block Grant Alliance Against Homelessness of Bergen County, Inc., Bridgehaven Housing for Pagoda and Hackensack.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 361-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the City of Hackensack to enter into a grant agreement with Bergen County for Community Development Block Grant Alliance Against Homelessness of Bergen County, Inc., the Housing First Case Management.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 362-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the relocation of a bus stop on Main Street by New Jersey Transit.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 363-14.
Is a resolution authorizing a refund for junior cheerleading registration.
Motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 364-14.
This is the certification of the annual audit.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 365-14.
Is an authorization for accrued time payout for Thomas Aletta.
Motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 366-14.
Is the authorization for cancellation of improvement authorization balances in the Parking Utility Capital Fund.
I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 367-14.
This is a resolution assigning professional service providers and authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with municipal engineer Boswell Engineering for the Grand Avenue project. I'm sorry, the Grand Avenue Improvement Project.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 368-14.
Is a resolution assigning professional service providers and authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with municipal engineer Arcadis for the pump station alarm evaluation.
I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 369-14.
Is the award of bid contract for Pulaski Park improvements to Zenith Construction.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Is that 369, Deb?
Yeah, we're up to 370.
370.
Resolution number 370-14.
It is an authorization for dedication by rider for snow and storm debris removal trust fund.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 371-14.
It is a resolution awarding state contract for police and fire radio console to Motorola Solutions.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 372-14.
is a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for Your Way Construction for 2013 Hudson Main Street pedestrian safety improvements.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution number 373-14.
Resolution authorizing a raffle license for the Molly Foundation for Diabetes Research.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Councilmember
Roll call?
I'm
Sorry.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 374-14.
Is a resolution authorizing tax refunds.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 375-14.
It's a resolution authorizing award of a bid contract for Atlantic Street Park improvements to Landscape Dynamics, Inc.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 376-14.
It is a resolution concurring with Planning Board's investigation and designating Block 311, Lots 14 and 16, and Block 302, Lot 2, 210, 214 Main Street and 210 Moore Street as an area in need of redevelopment.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 377-14.
Is a resolution authorizing a refund for tree planting.
Have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 378-14.
Is a resolution authorizing approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant agreement with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Main Street Rehabilitation Project.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 379-14.
Is a resolution authorizing an exemption for Housing Authority of Bergen County, which is the Martin Luther King Building, for 2014 tax year.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 380-14.
Is a resolution authorizing a stipend to interim city manager Art Costa.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aston.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 381-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a settlement agreement.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 382-14.
Is a resolution waiving residency requirement for city manager.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aston.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 383-14.
Is a resolution assigning the law firm Geneva Burns, I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Giantomasi.
Thank you. And Webster as special litigation counsel.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilwoman Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 384-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the issuance of requests for qualification for professional services to the city of Hackensack.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
May I have a
No.
motion? I'm sorry, roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay. Resolution 385-14.
It is a resolution assigning the law firm of Greco and DiFilippo LLC as special litigation counsel.
May I have a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 386-14.
Is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an indemnification agreement with 150-170 Main Street, Hackensack LLC.
May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilmember Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. And last but not least, Resolution 387-14.
A lot of them.
Is a resolution for payment of bills. The current fund is $8,543,087.84. And I'm tired of reading, so I'm skipping to the bottom, which is total expenditures of $11,797,461.11. And the interfunds and transfers was $301,980.34.
Okay, very good. May I have a motion to accept the bills, please?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims. Councilwoman Greenman is absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, that time of the night? Yes, absolutely. Before we go into public, I want to make a little presentation. This past Sunday, the deputy mayor and myself were able to attend a mass, and the deputy mayor was actually able to attend a dinner for St. Anthony of Padua Church, which celebrates its 100th year in Hackensack, which is an amazing, amazing feat. It's a long, long time. And Father Loeffler, who is pastor at St. Padua right now, has been there since 1990, I believe, 25 years. So we were able to give a proclamation at the church, and we gave a proclamation at the fiesta. We only thought it'd be fitting that we give him a proclamation here. So if he could please come up. You can tell it's been around, look at it. Did you sit on this a couple of times? Whereas the city of Hackensack desires to bestow upon the Church of St. Anthony of Padua and Father Brian H. Loeffler this proclamation in recognition of the church's 100th anniversary. And whereas on December 24th, 1914, in the building on the corner of East Broadway and Hudson Street, the first Mass was celebrated by Father Lenza, and in 1916, the church was built on the corner of Lodi and South Main Streets, with the present church building being completed in 1928 under the leadership of Father Anastasi. And whereas the Church of St. Anthony of Padua has been fortunate to have Father Brian Loeffler lead the church since 1990, enabling the church to continue its legacy in touching the Italian community and expand its reach to people of all nationalities and ethnicities. And whereas the Church of St. Anthony of Padua has developed a Hispanic congregation ever since 4 local men from the neighborhood were enlisted in the armed forces to go to war in the Persian Gulf in 1991. And whereas in April 2005, the Church of St. Anthony of Padua became home to the First Ward Neighborhood Block Watch, some of those people here tonight, partnering with the Hackensack Police Department to proactively prevent crime in the area. Now, therefore, I, John P. LaBrus, Jr., Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with members of the City Council, do hereby extend our sincerest thanks and deepest gratitude for all the lives the Church of St. Anthony of Padua and Father Brian Loeffler have transformed. I almost know by memory now. Father Loeffler wears a lot of different hats. I see him, you know, I work at the hospital, and he tends to his flock at the hospital. He shows up there. I run into him every once in a while. And his job takes him all over. He also is the chaplain for our fire department and police and the PBA. So he's all over Hackensack. He's a blessing to the city, and we're happy to have him here. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, time to make the donuts. I have a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Freeman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody who would like to speak, please come up to the podium. Give your name and address to the clerk. You have 5 minutes. We will be timing you. Thank you.
Good evening. Richard Salkin, Hackensack, New Jersey. John, I have to ask you a question. Why did you vote on the SRO agreement?
Because I felt there was no conflict.
Did you seek legal counsel on that?
I asked, yes, I did.
But I want to read the following line. When this language is put in there at the behest of Mr. Mordaga, the city agrees to designate 2 police officers to serve as SROs. The SROs should interact with students within the city school system. That's Hiller School, isn't it?
Yes, but we know they're designated to 2 spots, Mr. Salkin. Yes,
No,
I understand what
no,
you're saying.
you need to speak to your police director. That's exactly the flexibility he wanted, that these officers are to interface throughout the city at all the schools. John, I guess it was because it was me. I come here and, I think I've been to about 1,000 public meetings since about 1989. I was city attorney for 16 years. It's not the voice of God up here, I grant you that. But I know a conflict of interest. And all I suggested that you guys do was invoke the doctrine of necessity. Mr. Battaglia could have voted, Mr. Sims could have voted. There would have been no problem. I believe you've exposed both the Board of Education and the city to perhaps a successful challenge to this $1 million contract. And it was so unnecessary. I urge you to consider just doing it over, invoking it and doing it right, and you'll eliminate the risk. That's all I'm asking, John. Please think about it.
We will think about it, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also note, notwithstanding Mr. Scrivo's assurance, July 21st, you still don't have any procedures in place for these council meetings. I know that back in April, young Mr. Morris had circulated procedures to the council. Mr. Scrivo said, yeah, and there were comments back from the council. Next week, the next meeting or the one thereafter. Well, July 21st was the day he said that. July 28th came and went. August 4th came and went. August 18th came and went. September 2nd came and went. September 16th came and went. Here we are, October 7th. First thing I look for on every one of your dockets, where's the resolution? When are you going to have rules, Don?
We're still looking at it, Mr. Salkin.
Okay.
Still haven't come to terms on it.
You know, the problem with this laissez-faire attitude, John, is this. I've given a lot of soul searching, and again, with all the meetings I've attended, I was always appalled at people who yell out at meetings. I think it's wrong. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful of the institution, whether you like the people or not. And yet, I've been guilty of it. And you know why, John? I want you, in your spare time, to look back at the difference in treatment when you jumped to the defense of Regina DePasqua when our friend at the end tried to savage her at a meeting, back in October 22nd, when at the end of the meeting, she savaged me, you did nothing. And I couldn't do a damn thing about it except yell out. Because in the end, John, all you got is your good name. And if I have to sit here and be run down into a gutter, I'm going to yell out. I don't want to do it. You need to get control of these meetings, John. Amiability is a nice thing. Affability is a nice thing. Leadership's a better thing. and I hope you develop some. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, please.
Blanche through 3rd Street, Hackensack. On the docket, 362-14,
Yes, ma'am.
removing the bus stop mid-block on Main Street.
Yes.
I have a concern about that. As a bus rider, because of seizures, I travel on the bus quite often. That bus stop on Main Street is a stop that, where you get off, you can walk directly through a path to the bus station. Buses traveling on Main Street, really, if you go to Mercer Street, it's kind of like walking back a distance rather than walking about 100 feet, 200 feet to the bus terminal. It may not be important to other people, but to handicapped persons or people just traveling who need to transfer to another bus, you're making the distance longer when it's right there. And it's there for a purpose. I mean, you're saying it's mid-block, but it serves a purpose to be mid-block.
If I may, there is another reason why this bus stop was moved. It's because it's by the Rainbow School, and they had an issue with the children there with some of the people waiting for buses. And the school appealed to both the city and New Jersey Transit to do something because they had a few issues, and that's what this was based on. So for the better good of the children, there was some couple incidences that could have been dangerous, and something
Okay,
needed
if
to
you
be.
move the bus stop maybe 100 feet past the school,
Right.
and I'm soliciting on my behalf and on behalf of bus drivers, I understand the importance of the safety of the children, but please take into consideration before you vote on that, and I'll also write to New Jersey Transit on the same situation. But it is important that people traveling to Hackensack to visit the stores, and also because they need to get a transfer from the bus terminal at that point, and there's a path to go through there.
No, I know what you're talking about.
It really is important, rather than having handicapped persons travel by foot from Mercer Street back to the bus terminal, and those sidewalks there are very narrow.
I will make sure that, Mr. Trost, can you make sure you reach out to New Jersey Transit on that and see if there's an alternate spot, if possible, because I believe New Jersey Transit does pick the spot itself, not us.
Okay, the second thing is, at the last meeting, I asked about when the council and the school board are having their joint meeting. Because, as I indicated, both meetings usually coincide on a Tuesday, and therefore residents of the city who might want to, and they should really because it concerns tax dollars, might want to attend both, don't have that option. And last year, they would change for the city council to Monday, and when I go to the school board, the school board changed them to Monday. So when I go to the school board meeting about them now being on Tuesday, I'm told, well, it was changed by the city council years ago. So what? It's a problem. It needs to be worked out between the council and the school board. So what is not a great
I
answer.
agree. If I'm not mistaken, I know they actually had a meeting scheduled for tonight also. I believe that was changed, and they have a meeting for the 21st, which is changed. But I believe after that, and you'd have to talk to them, I believe.
I have talked to
There might be
them.
some clear sailing after that where they're not on the same
Okay,
night.
and that's why I say, if the council and the school board get together and try to resolve the issue, today there are several council members here as well as the board attorney. And it's funny because Mr. Salkin did yell out at one meeting, and I addressed him about it. I said, you sit at the school board and you yell at me for yelling out. But there are issues. So now you know how I feel, Mr. Salkin. But I do ask that you get together and try to address that issue, because it is important for all taxpayers to be able to attend both meetings.
Well, one of
Thank
the
you.
things we spoke about in our earlier session was best practices. I know for one of the best practices for the state, we've been trying to get this, we need to readdress it, where the school board and the council do have joint meetings at least 1 or 2 times a year. So yeah, we'll keep pushing that, we'll look at it.
Okay, that's 1 or 2 times per year.
Right.
I'm sorry, I will stop in them. But what about the other times during the year? And it's really important.
Well,
that
at
we
those
get
meetings,
together
we
and
can
address
talk about scheduling our meetings so they don't conflict with each other. So that
Okay,
would be
thank you.
one of those things. Thank you. Sir, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Richard Punasecca, 120 Meadow Street in Hackensack. It's the same story about 30 Van Wettering. There was an episode about 2 weeks ago where 30 Van Wettering's not supposed to work on any cars outside the building. They told someone who owns a bus, I don't mean a minibus, I mean a full-size school bus, that they were going to repair the man's bus. The man ended up with the bus on the street for 4 days, and it developed a leak, it was there for the repair job. The point I'm getting at, that man got a ticket and got his bus towed away. And all because the man in the garage told him he would fix his bus. The man in the garage had no right to say that because the bus doesn't fit in that little garage. So he has no intention of abiding by the law. He's going to fix his cars and his trucks outside the garage whenever he can, as long as he doesn't get caught. Them poor people got a parking ticket, and there was no parking signs up at that particular day because they had just widened the street, and 3 or 4 weeks earlier, and the signs didn't get put up yet. If it's any chance at all, I feel they shouldn't have to pay that parking ticket. The parking sign, no parking signs went up the day after the bus was towed away. The other thing is, man's been in and out of the place. I've called the building department. Every time I call, they come down, they take care of whatever they gotta take care of. There's nothing wrong with them. I call up, they're there, Johnny on the spot. The guy was in the garage last Saturday night. I don't call the building department every day because otherwise Dean or Albarelli will never be home. So the fact of the matter is, today I met with them at 9 o'clock this morning, and I feel everything is going to be resolved, hopefully. I'm under the impression they got summonses and they have to show up in court. At this point, I feel pretty well satisfied. If things keep going the way it's going, everything's going to be fine. And that's all I wanted to say.
All right, glad that part worked out. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor, Council, how are you?
I'm very good.
My name's Richard Serbo, C-E-R-B as in boy, O, Spring Valley Avenue, Hackensack, New Jersey. You know, I think it's introduction to sociology. I'm not sure, but it describes a masquerade of our society, and everyone wears their mask, and that's the game we play. Everyone wears a mask, and you have to wear that mask, or else you can't play the game. And the problem is when someone rips off someone else's mask. That's not acceptable. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that. I think it was first year sociology, if everyone remembers. Also, leading up to the next meeting, which it will be a discussion of the library, I'm willing to write out a reading list for anyone that would like one. I will leave my phone number online, okay? Whether the city manager's email or the city council. And so from there, I just want to say that discussion lately has been about cultural development. I read something recently about that, and I think it's a great tack to take, instead of development just being a building or some kind of high-rise or some roads paved. That cultural development is interesting. I think we could do something. I mean, we're almost like a borough of New York City here. I mean, we're only 15, 20 minutes to Midtown. I mean, come on, really. So I wanted to just bring that up. Also, I mean, sports franchises could be available. I don't know who our ambassadors are to maybe bring a sports franchise here. How about bringing the cinema back, talking to the film distribution companies to bring film back to Main Street in Hackensack? I think it would be great. So there's other ways of looking at development, developing our city, and I hope that's discussed next week, 2 weeks from today. And so that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Serbo.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council.
Paul, how are you?
Good evening, Mr. Trost. I would just like to comment that I've had some communication with Mr. Trost regarding my problem next door with the cultural center and the noise. He expedited, which I thought was quite good, someone to come and measure the sound. Unfortunately, at 10:05, the person wasn't there, and that's when they were playing the drums for 6 or 7 minutes. But we've had a conversation, and we are going to meet together. He wants to get familiar with what's been happening, and I just want to say that I look forward to having a meeting and working things in a positive manner. And I thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Ma'am, how are you?
Good evening. My name is Brenda Peters. I'm the wife of the gentleman that this man was talking. I don't remember his name, about the school bus. What happened was my husband went to the place where they fix the cars and things. And at that time, he was right. They was fixing the streets. We just moved in the area since March, so we didn't know who parked, where parked, whatever. And there wasn't no parking signs there, so he told us to park the bus, and he would be, taking care of the bus. We parked in one place. I looked out the window, and it was moved 3 different spots, which made a big puddle or whatever. And then he also told my husband, come move the car because they get ready to move your, take your bus. But my point is, he had told us that he was gonna fix the bus. But he should have let us know that it wasn't no parking in the street. Cause like I said, we had just moved in the area and we didn't know anything of where you can park because there wasn't no parking sign. My husband already paid for the ticket. The only thing he did not pay is for the bus to be impounded, which was $480 and $55 a day. And that was 2 weeks ago. So at this point right now, my husband and I, we don't have that type of money. But my point is, this man is a menace because if you run in a business and we are customers, you let us know where you cannot park there, or I cannot, fix your bus or whatever. But you should let your customers know. And now we out of so many, couple $100, which we can't afford and we don't have. So I don't know what kind of business he's running, but it's not good.
Mr. Trost, can you make sure Mr. Borelli gets down there and to me, that maybe there is some responsibility on the owner's part for having somebody park there.
Do we have the address of that facility?
Mr. Ponteseca will give it to you. The address, Mr.
got the
Ponteseca, for the garage?
30 Van Wettering.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening. Rich Gilbert, Clinton Place, Hackensack.
Evening.
First, I want to just say hello to Mr. Prost. Welcome to Hackensack.
Good evening, thank you.
I'm not as bad as they make me believe, but I guess you'll find out. I want to thank you guys for working with the Rotary and allowing us the food drive. As you know, things are worse now than ever and ever. We are seeing people come to pick up food every Saturday morning that for years brought food every Saturday morning. To see that reverse is very, very difficult. And I just thank you for opening City Hall's door for that. Just a couple things I want to touch on. I'd like with a new city manager on board and possibly, new ideas and new ways of looking at things, that we give consideration to looking for grants, because I promise you they're out there, for the greenhouse. I urge you, visit it one more time. It would, guys, I've sat here relatively well-behaved, and I listened to justification for $750,000 for a park that I think is ludicrous, but listen, it is what it is. You decided you wanted to put a park. I'm urging you, look at a little bit of modernization and repairs needed to the greenhouse. There are so many federal and state and educational grants that could be afforded us, even working with the Board of Ed. That is a pearl for this city. We have so many things in this town that no other town can claim they have. We have a police department and a fire department second to none. How many towns, 70 towns in Bergen County, have a magnificent greenhouse like that? I don't know. Maybe there's one or two. I think it's something we need to look at. We have grant writers. We have people that can do very cursory, quick checks and look at the potential for obtaining money. I urge you, please look into it. Another thing I want to say, I had an opportunity before coming up here tonight, and I briefly saw a YouTube video just posted about a fire on 77 Prospect 2 days ago. If there's any question, and I know Mr. Trost is new here, why our fire department is a Class 1 rated fire department, one of 2 in the state of New Jersey, and literally a handful in the United States of America, take a look at the YouTube video. It looked like an orchestrated performance. It was done with such finesse and skill. There was fire raging out of the second floor windows, middle of the night. These guys pull up. It looked like a drill almost. It was done with such precision. We have to be thankful for things like that. Yes, it costs money, but the lives saved, the damage averted. Our fire insurance, commercial fire insurance rates have gone down up to 25% in Hackensack after our new ratings. Very, very important for redevelopment. People look at this kind of stuff. Another thing, I saw the bonding tonight for new city equipment. Yes, I'm sure I'm the last guy to come up here and endorse spending money on new stuff if we don't need it. It's very obvious garbage trucks weren't on there. The garbage truck that comes to my house, and I'm not in the business of studying the garbage truck, has running laterally down the whole side of the body of the truck, not the part where you drive, but where the garbage goes, a massive 3/4 to 1 inch welded bead going across the whole truck. Now, that's not from abuse. That's from use and use and use. These are old, tired trucks. They have a 4 square mile city to do, 44,000 population. These trucks work hard. The men work hard. I think we might need some new garbage trucks. I don't know why they're not on here. Just looking at those trucks, I think it's something we need to take a peek at. The last council meeting I was at, and I am as guilty as this as anyone else, I have been in the past, I don't plan on repeating it. I think we have to absolutely stop residents from trashing any city employees. If you have a problem with sanitation, by all means. I think to call people out by name and say John Smith or Bill Jones did this and that, I think it's totally inappropriate. Yes, I'm guilty, I've done it in the past. I've seen myself do it, and I don't plan on repeating it. So I would urge the council, please don't allow it. Please don't allow it. It's not good for staff. It's not good for morale. It's just something I just don't think is good. Lastly, very unrehearsed, because I heard it for the first time a few minutes ago. Mr. Salkin mentions a vote that took place for the SRO. We all know we need an SRO. We all know we have to do it according to law. Mr. LaBrosse, so help me, I knew nothing about this 10 minutes ago. If this is something that we can quickly revisit and have Mr. Scrivo redraft it and our city clerk just re-speak it at the next meeting, if this could avoid problems, and it sounds to me from what I heard, it's a very mundane little issue. I've learned one thing. When it comes to doctrine of necessity and crossing T's and dotting I's, Salkin's the man. And believe me, he's the man.
He does have a nickname.
Oh, come on now. He's the man. And I'm his paid consultant starting tomorrow. Rick, the bill's in the mail. 2 last things. Yeah.
Yes, his time's up.
91-89 Anderson Street. I
What's that?
mentioned it, 91-89, because that's the number that's on the building. I think we need to reverse that number, but more important, the outdoor spotlights on the building are on 24/7. The few times that they're off is in the middle of the night. All day long, those spotlights are on. I don't know if
Could
they
you
need a
call property
timer,
maintenance on that, please?
but, you know, Mayor, we're trying to tighten our belt.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that.
Lastly,
Make it quick, Richard.
I'm
Time is up.
sorry. The other night, 11:30 at night, Sunday night, all the lights were on the soccer field. If that's a timer adjustment, somebody's got to adjust the timer.
That's actually an internet issue, I think.
Okay, but I mean, I just want to make you aware of it.
We'll look at it.
And I thank you for everything else.
Thank you.
Steve Galbraith, 304 Clinton Place. Welcome, Mr. Trost.
Thank you.
Just to quick, the Rotary event, again, thank you to Mr. Coster for jumping right in and allowing me to put that box there. I'll be putting that there next week. I told him that I will come weekly to empty that box to avoid, any issues, because I do want this to be as successful as possible and as, cooperative as possible, because I would like to discuss doing a toy drive thereafter from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So if there is ever a time during the week that, hopefully the box is full all the time. So hopefully you're calling me every day and I'm coming and emptying it. But if it ever does get overfilled, I will make sure that you have my contact information and I'll be here as soon as possible to get it emptied. I sent you guys the Hoboken decision. I'm hoping that you have some commentary as to how that decision may affect past actions taken in the efforts of redevelopment and the future actions, because I see that, you've adopted 2 resolutions tonight you've passed regarding redevelopment, 210 Main Street. I hope that you guys had an opportunity to review that. I would hope that Mr. Scrivo's firm has potentially sat down with the planning board attorney and the zoning board attorney to discuss the potential implications, but I'd like to hear it from you guys. What do you think the possible implications, past, present, future, are for the city of Hackensack, things we've done, things we're working on, and things that are coming?
We have, I know exactly, it's Newman Leathers versus City of Hoboken. We've reviewed that case. We've reviewed it with Mr. Nelson, who is the redevelopment attorney. We're not going to comment at this time because the issue in that case is at the heart of an appeal before the appellate division right now involving a litigant who is suing the city of Hackensack in regards to challenging an area in need of rehabilitation designation. So we're not going to comment.
That's my next point. So you're not going to comment at all, past, present, future. So what you've done tonight, you've adopted 2 resolutions regarding redevelopment, areas in need of rehabilitation. You're just pressing on. We're not stopping, thinking about this, revising our strategy, reviewing things we've done in the past.
Not going to comment on that case at this time, Mr. Galbraith, because it could potentially, what I say to you could potentially impact the pending litigation in regards to the challenge to the area in need of rehabilitation brought by the litigant.
The 150, and you're not going to comment on it. I was disturbed when I read it. It's unfortunate. I haven't discussed it with the owners of the building that brought the suit yet. However, my take on it and my 2 cents may not, be worth it. I can't speak for them or be in their mind as to why they filed that suit. If I was a building owner and I had property and I had the suits that they had going, I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same thing. You have to admit that whether they really want that property development to stop, this could just be a strategic thing for them. It gives them great leverage in anything that they have currently pending against the city. And that's just me. That's my 2 cents, my interpretation of the situation. What I will say, and I will stress to the council, is economics 101. There's sunk costs and there's opportunity costs. This new case that's come against the city has severe opportunity costs for the city. You have the potential to bring all new developers that want to come to this city to a screeching halt. Do you think that developers want to come to the city and buy property and pay to have that property and start putting together plans for redevelopment when they see other property owners in town suing to stop redevelopment? Provided that this is what on its face it may look like a strategic thing for the plaintiffs. We're years and years and years with them on their redevelopment that they've been asking for. And now they have leverage, and now there's a large opportunity cost for the city. We've wasted a lot of money, and Mr. Ziz's firm, the 6 to 8 firms that are bilking the city on that case. I would hope that we can come to the table, because I know these people, and they're reasonable people. I would hope that we can come to the table and stop the bleeding and allow the city to move forward with redevelopment. Because this new suit, which you're not going to comment on, and unfortunately you're not going to comment on the Hoboken issue, it's gonna put a grinding halt on a lot of things, in my opinion, that are going on in Hackensack. Things that are going to happen for the better, hopefully. However, I would hope that you guys come to the table, be very reasonable with these people that have been in litigation with us for 6 years, at least, and allow the city to move forward.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak?
Good evening. In regards to Father Lapp, I don't know if it was brought up, but Unico is having their Columbus Day on Saturday.
Absolutely.
He is being
We will be there. I forgot to mention it, but I
made the Unicorn of the Year.
I thank you for bringing that up. I forgot all about it. Yep. Thank you. Is he still here?
No,
He left? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Good evening again, Kathleen Salvo, 184 Hudson Street. Welcome again, Mr. Trost. Happy to have you on board. I just want to compliment or comment on the meeting tonight. It was excellent. It was like one of the best. Maybe it's our new city manager that thought.
Team effort always.
Oh my goodness! To have Mr. Sorkin act civil, I mean, that's the first, and everybody else, and nobody's screaming at each other, and we can come up here and talk and bring our ideas and bring our plus and our minuses and whatever our differences are. I think we're civil. I mean, it's amazing. So that's my comment for tonight. Also, we need to get together with the Board of Ed. We need to. We keep saying we're going to do this meeting. Just get together and let's have this meeting. I mean, they're always here anyway. We just make it here. I mean, they come to all our meetings. So we really need to. There are things we have to discuss. I think we're going to be needing a new school pretty soon with all these new people coming in. There are possibilities. I have a couple of areas that we can put it in. I don't want to get ripped off with that. It is tax dollars ripped off with the rent that we're paying for the Padre Pio facility. It's like way too much money. So I think we should, whoever has to do it, let's just do it and make it soon. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, motion to close.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Greenman's absent. Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, any comments from the council?
No, thank you for coming.
Okay. Deputy Mayor?
I'd like to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about the library budget. Kind of the elephant in the room. I think one or two people may have mentioned it. The city has received a lot of signed petitions with questions about the library budget, and I see some faces in the room, also some folks that signed those petitions. First, I would like to say that we all recognize the very valuable role that our library plays in this community. We all respect their valuable contribution to our community, and in no way would the city or this council want to jeopardize that contribution. We also know that the economic conditions in our country, and very specifically what's happening right now in our city with our tax appeal situation, has forced all of us to tighten our belts. This administration uncovered tax appeals dating back to 2005 with a potential liability of $30 million that had not been addressed by the prior administration. And we are handling it thanks to a plan by our new CFO and continued negotiations by our new tax attorney. Let's talk for a minute about this $30 million in tax appeals. All right, this tax money was collected by the city over the years. But this money did not solely go to the city, right? Approximately 40% of the tax money goes to the schools, a similar amount goes to the city, a certain amount of money goes to the county, a certain amount of money goes to the library. Through the tax appeal process, property owners are able to come forward and prove that they overpaid a portion of their taxes, and they're entitled to have that money returned to them. The city cannot get the money back from the schools, cannot get the money back from the county, cannot get the money back from the library. The city bears the entire burden of returning that money to those property owners. And it is our responsibility as the city council to make sure that we are doing that in a manner that has the least impact to our residents. Right? Our long-term solution to bring more is to bring more tax dollars into the city. Right? That's where we have to be. You've heard that from our CFO during his budget presentation earlier in the year. You've heard that from us repeatedly. Right? And that's why our efforts towards redevelopment are so very, very important. And we have major projects, Mr. Gelber. Yes, we do have major projects that are in progress on State and Warren, 210 Main and Moore, 150, 170 Main Street, and we have many, many other projects that are in the works. And this is a very positive thing for the city. But Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So until these early construction projects are complete and we see the result, not only in tax dollars, but in increased property valuations for all of our residents, we have to tighten our belts and we have to be a little conservative over these next couple of years. We are very, very thankful and we are very fortunate in this city that we have the majority of our city employees that understand these issues and are on board, and they are part of a team. We have folks here that are working harder, smarter, taking on new roles in this city to help us get through these next couple of years until we see the return on that investment, until we get our finances back in order. And we need the library to be part of that team as well. In preparation for the 2014 budget process, the council asked the library for their report last October. So this was in 2013. They prepare a high-level report which they give to the city. All right, there's a single line item in that report, and I'm going to read the description so that I make sure I get it right. The line item says, this is the amount that is the audited operating expenditures of the library for the most recent available year. That's how it's written. So last October, when we started the budget process, the number that the library supplied to us in that line item was $2.7 million. And that is exactly what we gave them for this year. Yes, did we ask them to keep it the same? Absolutely. We said, this is the number you supplied, and we're asking you to conform to that number. Now, you might think, as I did, wait a minute, if we gave them $2.9 million that year and they only spent $2.7 million, where did the other money go? Where did the additional $200,000 go? Well, for years now, the library has been putting money away for a rainy day. While this is a very good process for having extra money to fund library improvements, we have to realize that right now in Hackensack, it's raining. We can't justify additional monies that are not substantiated through our library. And I don't want to overload you with numbers tonight, but there's another point that I think has to be made. We went back over these numbers and we took a good look at them. If we look at 2008, in 2008, the library budget was a little under $2.1 million. In 2010, 2 years later, that budget had jumped to $2.7 million. That's an increase of 30% in 2 years. How many of you sitting out there saw a 30% increase in 2 years in your incomes? Now remember, the city is constrained. We have to control our spending to 2%. Right? And from 2010 to 2013, there's been a couple of periodic increases to the library of 6% and 3%, all over the 2% amount. So you need to understand the city and its taxpayers have been very, very generous to the library. And we as a council appreciate the wonderful service that this library provides to our community. And we are very confident that they can continue to provide that level of service for this amount. I have a statement I kind of wanted to read, so I get it out right. This council has a long-term vision and plan for this city, and we've expressed it to you many times. Our opponents will continue to try to distract us from this plan for their own political reasons. We are here to listen to all of our residents, and we will continue to do so and to address the needs of our community, because that's why we're here. But I promise you that we will not lose focus of our vision for this city and the renaissance of this town that has already become. And I thank you for listening and giving me this opportunity to speak. Have a good night.
Nice job. Mr. Sibbs.
I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I want to give you a little updates on some up-and-coming events. As the city manager said, on Saturday at 10 a.m., we will have a Columbus Day ceremony where we'll honor Father Laffner. At the high school, there's a football game at 2 p.m. We playing Patterson Eastside. Then on Sunday at 3 p.m., Bergen County Martin Luther King Jr. Monument Committee is unveiling a life-size bronze statue of Dr. King on the Hackensack River Path at FDU 140 University Plaza Drive. Hopefully we'll see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you. For those who were not at the first session, there was a nice presentation on 210, 214, 210 Moore Street. It's a great project. You saw we put through the Atlantic Street Park tonight. The bid went through, so that should be starting soon. What some of you may not have known, there was something on a resolution tonight on 150, 170 Main Street with an agreement between the city and that property owner, which allows our firemen to go into those large buildings on Main Street, which will be coming down shortly, but they're going to be able to go in there and train. And that's a unique situation. It's very important because we're going to have buildings, big buildings on Main Street, and this gives them the perfect opportunity to train in a situation to handle those type of situations. So that's why we're a Class 1 fire department. And Mr. Gelbert brought it up. The city is very proud to be one of only a few Class 1s in the state, if not the entire country. Our fire department and our police department have been a class act. They're both doing a great job, and kudos to them. Cultural development, that was brought up tonight, by Mr. Serbo, I believe. And yes, we are pursuing cultural development. The Main Street Alliance is looking to actually bring on what's called a cultural placemaker. And what they do is they come in and they work with people in town on how to go about bringing culture into the city. We're a very diverse community, and there's a lot of different culture represented in this city. And it could be a really good thing, and we're looking forward to that. The Board of Ed. I would instruct, if I may, Mr. Trost, to please reach out to Karen, the superintendent of schools, and see that we try to make another attempt at this. Because number one, it is important for the city, and it's also one of the best practices. So that can be on the checklist. Is that on your checklist, by the way, Jim?
It wasn't on this year. It was on.
Was it on? It was on last year? Well, it's still important, so we'll do it anyway. The library. Library people that are here tonight, I know a lot of them are coming on the 21st. We have nothing but good things to say about our library. I'm not going to go into all the details. You got plenty of details from the deputy mayor. She did a wonderful job of explaining, our situation. It's tough times. We're tightening our belt. It's not just the library. It's going to be across the board. The whole city's going to, have to tighten their belt. We have to get through these tough times. The library needs to work with us, not against us. What should have started out as, or we were told, was going to be a public awareness campaign, quickly turned into a "we're closing the library" campaign, which is as far from the truth as you could possibly get. The library has funds right now to run for quite a while without even having to worry about that, and you'll see some of those numbers probably at the next meeting. We're not here to take away from the library, okay? That's not our goal. We're here to do what's right for the city of Hackensack, and that's what we are doing. But I want the people from the library to hear tonight, to spread the word. We are not here to close the library. We're looking to work with the library, all right? They need to sit down with us. I know the city manager had a meeting yesterday with the librarian and a couple of board members, I believe.
That's correct.
So, and it seemed to be productive. But we've got to do what we have to do as a city to make the city function, and that's what we're going to do. So thank you, everybody, for coming, and have a wonderful night. And get home safely. Thank you. What's that? Motion to close.
Offer.
Roll call.
All those in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Works for me.